Farrow in Erin.
Look at that. Fingers crossed, you know. Feel a little bit.
I hate this project.
It looks like I've got a really red face. Acting a maggot.
Absolute disaster.
This pink paint.
Let's go.
Pain in the ass. That was incredibly frustrating.
Bacon infused.
Go to bed. Just have a cup of tea and go to bed.
It's good, isn't it?
So, this morning we went for a little swim when I should have been painting. However, it was a really nice swim. So we didn't catch any fish. Rob didn't spear any fish. We saw a lot. So Rob's wants to go back again, but we'll see. But it was just a beautiful place. If Rob might have a little bit on the GoPro, he might be able to put a small bit in. But it was beautiful, and so it's just lovely to know that you can just head off somewhere amazing for like 20 minutes away and then come back and get stuck in. Struggling a little bit because we are on a new diet. Now, not that we've ever dieted before, but since we started, I guess there was a lot of stress and a lot of this, that and the other. Because of that as well, I just feel a little bit allergic to this, but goal is to get this painted. I've just sanded it all, spared you the watching of that. This is just one big cloud. And so now I'm going to just, hopefully the sprayer will not do anything funny on me. I may have said before that the vessel, the sprayer or the vessel, I don't empty this. It's had the same paint in since we did our bedroom. Well, not the same paint, but I've never cleaned it. And perhaps I did once, actually, that could be a lie. I just keep the lid on and everything ready. The only thing is I just open it so there's just a tiny little bit of a, not so much pressure on it. And so we'll see if it behaves itself. If not, there are 3 little pieces in here that I just clean out. It looks like I've got a really red face. Maybe I got a bit sunburned. Let's see how it goes. It is a bit spattery, which I think is kind of wasteful of the paint. So I'm gonna run down quickly and just clean these, and hopefully that will do it and we'll be back on track again. Right, that was incredibly frustrating. After using this fecking sprayer for, I don't know, the last 6 months, 8 months.
Never once washed it.
What?
Never once washed it.
Don't listen. I have never had a problem with it. As I told you, it just keeps going. Well, clearly, it decided to die on me, just as I had told you that I'd never cleaned it or looked after it. So I had to take the whole thing apart, take everything out, scrub it all out. My issue is that it just won't turn off, and that's still an issue. So I don't know if that's just I'm missing something or something has fallen out or what it is, but it just refuses to turn off. So now I'm having to, every time I need to turn it off, I need to turn it off at the main switch here, which is annoying. But anyway, for the moment, I just want to keep going and I'll just keep turning it off as I need to. So we've done a small bit. There's a bit more here to do, so I'm going to see if I can just get the whole room done once anyway, and take it from there. Oh my. So it is 8 o'clock and it is sprayed, and I'm not finishing until I take the masking tape off. There's a little bit of cleaning here and there and it will need to be done, but I just like taking the masking tape off to kind of see the sort of finished result. It's always a bit more rewarding than looking at it without it. Pretty good. My sprayer was just completely acting the maggot by the end. I'm gonna have to have a serious look at it tomorrow. Pain in the ass, to be honest. But anyway, it's done. And oh my god, it looks so good without the masking tape. I cannot believe it. Oh yes. Look at that. Difference is incredible. Slight issue, which I'm going to have to Google. This pink paint that I had scraped most of it off, in places it has started to bubble. It's a real pain in the ass. Down here it's starting to bubble. There wasn't a lot of pink paint, but I'm just hoping, I'm going to wait and see what it looks like in the morning in the proper light. That's a real, yeah, pain in the ass. Even the hallway was purple and I didn't have any problem with that, but this f***ing pink paint is going to be a bitch. And it's pink paint, of course, in his bedroom, which is a bigger bitch. Right, anyway, enough for tonight. I'm going to just clean up here and go to bed. Let's have a cup of tea and go to bed. Right, see you soon.
Hey folks, we're delighted to let you know that our limited edition Rooney Red Setter postcards are now available. If you would like your Rooney approved postcards, head below to our Ko-fi store where you can pick up one and get a secret message from us. If you would also like our original West Cork Wonder farmhouse postcards, get them at the same store, but hurry, prints are limited. Well folks, we're back to work. After what seems like an eternity, I got called off, if you remember in one of the previous videos, from this project, trying to do the channel. I got called off because we got some solar panels, and the next day I was editing, and for the weekend we went down to my father's, had a 70th birthday party, so we went down to that. And I came back, I had to do some editing, and now I'm back to the job. What a pain in the ass. I gotta find all my tools, I gotta find my tripod, I gotta set you up, and we'll hopefully get this done. When I was away, actually, some of you may have noticed, I was planning to put this this thermostat round about there, but I did think, could I actually just stick it right in here, and then I could send this wire, this is the power wire, to just power the whole of the thing. I should have explained that. That's where the thermostat cable goes, but it's also where all the power goes for the underfloor. So I gotta bring this, which isn't long enough, so I gotta put a junction, then I gotta take it down to here. That's not long enough, so I need a junction there as well. So I just thought maybe I might be able to take this thermostat to here, but actually I don't think it's gonna work. Such a disaster. But anyway, I have loads of junction boxes and adapters, so I'm gonna go for that. I hate this project. Anyway. Now this seems to be the gift that keeps on giving, and funnily enough, the last video, biggest regret, being this, just published. It's a week later, I'm still dealing with it. I've just been going through the documentation for the thermostat, and even though you can add 3 circuits onto this one thermostat, there isn't the wires here to add the 3 circuits, which means I'm going to have a separate junction box for this. So I gotta research that. That's what I'm doing at the moment. Researching on a computer doesn't make for an interesting video. So pause this project, get back to it hopefully soon at some point.
Oh my god, where's my glasses?
Oddly, I'm not seeing much stone here, Claire. This is where it's going to be, Claire.
Fabulous.
Indeed it is. Oh, what are you saying?
Don't stop believing.
Right, just a recap. 3 electric underfloor heating have been joined there to 1 cable. Interestingly enough, if you're doing this, you can add as many electric underfloor mats as you want. It has to be maxed out at 16 amps. 16 amps can be controlled by 1 thermostat. Any more than that, and you need a separate thermostat in separate zones. So we have 2 10 meter. If you remember, 2 10 meter Clima electric underfloor mats and 1 3 meter, and together that adds up to, I want to say, 13.5 amps. So that's fine for here. I have 1 more mat that I might put down in the cottage as soon as we work on that and dig out the floor. So that'll be on its own thermostat, but that's fine. So this whole space is on 1. What I've done is I've channeled it out. Where's it gone? I got a conduit here that you see down on the ground. I got that conduit from this old switch. It would have been lovely had I thought about it to put the thermostat there, and I could have kept the conduit in place, but I didn't think about it. So I took the conduit. I'm going to add the conduit to the bottom here, bring the power up to the thermostat, and maybe put another small conduit on the top. Wire it up and put it in place. Maybe it's premature because Claire has to scrape and seal this wall, but that's where we are so far. Being rudely interrupted here.
Sorry, where's Mom?
Mom, she's gone, Kira. You have to move on with your life. Gone out to get the washing, I think. Hey folks, I'm about to listen to a podcast, so you're about to go on time lapse. I'll see you later once we complete, or at least progress, this wonderful project. Sorry, that's a pen that's in the way. I am having a terrible time trying to figure out how to mount this because the wall keeps crumbling every time. It's so old. I don't know, am I just going to glue it in or something? This is not ideal. We shall see. We shall see. I don't care what it looks like really, because we're just gonna plaster it, you know? Okay folks, so that was an absolute disaster. The sand that I mixed with had been in a bag, and we've had torrential rain a few days or a week ago. So sand was drenched. So when I mixed it, I probably didn't need to add water. I added water and the mix is too wet. It's too wet for what we need up here. So I was pretty much trying to just fill, but it's kind of all falling out. It's not holding it. I wanted to use my hands, but it was too wet for my hands, so I was having to use a scraper and a hawk, but it was just not happening. So where am I? I have the larch level, I have the wiring done, I have the wall chased, I have some temporary brackets in there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna like screed that, come back, take out the nail, and then screed that to make it smooth. I'm gonna do that with this nail and with the tape down there. So I think, well, it won't be a perfect job, but it'll be better than nothing. And this wall then, eventually, I'm not sure when Claire will get to it, but it'll be scraped and touched up and painted. So, this has to be one of the hottest days we've had thus far. And it is scorching. It's not a cloud in the sky. It's super hot. And I have put my cement mix out here to dry up a little bit, which is very disappointing. I used to be so good at cement. In the meantime, I don't know if Claire showed it, but Claire has sealed all of the doors and the window frames, but this door had a problem in that the support wasn't attached. So when Claire did the cement, every time we closed the door, it kept vibrating. It actually moves a fair bit, and the cement is cracked. So I'll just knock this out. I'll try and reattach that, and with leftover cement we might give it a go. Claire, I know, I know, I know. Yeah. There we go, nicely secured with a screw and a Fisher plug in a nice stone. Whereas you can see maybe these are just randomly nailed into whatever they can find. Render usually. It does hold very well though, so I'm not saying it's a bad choice, but this is a better kind of long-term one. Anyway, that's that. Let's see how the cement's looking. Okay guys, the biggest mistake of our build so far is going to continue. I have been summoned to make a recipe for you guys, so Claire's going to take over. Okay folks, we are all over the place today. She suggested that I make us some dinner, which ain't a bad idea because it's so hot here we want to get out as soon as possible. We might go for a swim. What we got to cook for you today is one of the staples of the Irish diet anywhere in the world. Long ago, or as you say in Irish, fado in Erin. A long time ago in Ireland, everybody used to have a small little kind of maybe only like 1 or 2 raised bed size And you didn't grow any fancy things like corn or tomatoes. You grew spuds and you grew cabbage. So here's cabbage. I'm going to be cooking with that now. The other thing every single house had was chickens and pigs. Chickens were an interesting one. Irish dressers that used to be in the kitchen used to have a little coop underneath, and you used to actually keep the chickens in the house. But every house came with a piggery, really, where they would keep one pig, they'd raise it to slaughter, they'd get a new one, so on. Our piggery now is our hall, just up there, which you'd see from previous videos, and our bathroom. But we're going to cook some bacon. Bacon and cabbage is the Irish meal of choice. Now, there's only 3 of us, so we're actually going to use a loin of bacon. Most people would use a round ham. Bacon basically just means it's been salted for a very long time and semi-cured from the salt, but it's quite salty. The simple thing about the Irish bacon and cabbage is you boil the bacon for about an hour. I'm not sure how long this will take. This is from our local butcher and it's from his own farm. So there's so much, like there's very little information. There's not even a weight on it, but I would say that's about, I'd say 1 kilo. The way you measure the time for this is, I think it's like 15 minutes, no, 20 minutes, a half kilo and 20 minutes over. So typically about an hour should do most things. An hour is probably a bit long for this. So I'm maybe gonna say 45 minutes. So I'm going to pop this in for 45 minutes. At the end of 45 minutes, I pull this out and we just slap the cabbage in. Let's go. This is going to be a very short cook because there's nothing to it really. As it happens, what I quite like doing with a loin of bacon is cutting it myself into really thick bacon slices and cooking them for breakfast. There is nothing like your own thick slices. We're just going to fill the pot with water. We want to cover the bacon, but we also want to maybe put an extra 50% water in because a lot is going to evaporate. Boom! 1 ingredient, bacon and water. Slap it on the heat. There we go! I'm gonna set my timer for 40 minutes. Pop my lid on. We have our cabbage. I'll prep that in a minute and throw it on the bacon. I'm just gonna do a few potatoes. So myself and Clare aren't really eating much potatoes at the moment. We're really meat heavy. Just trying to cut out carbs and sugars to increase our energy levels. Really struggling with this build at over a year, so we're completely cleaning up our diet. To that end, don't have much of an appetite actually. So Ash and Kira are gonna have these. We may have a little bit of cabbage, but mostly we're just gonna be eating meat. So let me clean these up. Alright folks, we have about 15-16 minutes left on the cook, so let's get our cabbage ready. I'm going to take off the outer leaves. I am going to half it. I'm going to take out this, perfectly edible although it's not really used for Irish cooking. These are all going to go onto the compost. Now this ain't a great cabbage. What you want is Savoy cabbage. I'm not sure what this is. We actually got we got bacon at our local butcher and he just threw in a cabbage for us. So what you want to do is you want to kind of shred it like so. So yeah, I'm not too keen on this stuff actually. What you want is you want the leaves more so than the crunch. That's alright. Do the same here. Okay, we're just gonna chuck it in. If you don't like the salt, you can empty the water. We love the salt. That is looking pretty perfect. Just gonna chuck cabbage in on top of that. Boom. Right, we're gonna quickly try to make up some parsley sauce. For this, we want fair old whack of butter. Oh shoot, that's coriander. I thought we had parsley. Oh dear. So we're trying to stay off kind of grain flour and stuff, so I'd normally make a roux to add to this. So I'm not gonna add the flour. I'm probably just gonna add parsley to it and leave it at that. Butter is really just a really heavy cream, so I might just leave it like that and call it done, I think. Okay guys, My parsley plant was gone, but I do have some parsley in the garden, so I'm just gonna add it in. This should be full of parsley. This is a very small amount. I want to take this off the heat. The only other thing I want to add is a tiny little bit of yogurt. Just a little bit, just to get it going a bit white. And we're just gonna mix this all up now. This should go without saying, this is 100% non-traditional. There's no Irish mammies making carnivore butter and Greek yogurt parsley sauce. Superb. And again, the butter is salted, so there's no real reason to flavor any of that. We have 1 minute left. Oh, like clockwork. I mean, I am really that good. So the bacon is off, and the cabbage seems pretty done actually. Okay folks, we're gonna drain the cabbage and then we are going to, or maybe we'll do that in reverse order. Let's pop out the bacon first. Let's mix things up a little bit. I'm craving cabbage. I don't think I've ever craved cabbage in my life. Look at this folks, cabbage, but what better way to have cabbage than bacon infused cabbage? Oh my god. All right, next we want to get some of this lovely loin. Look at that. Americans, you have your streaky rasher, but we have back bacon. This is essentially back bacon. This is the bacon we have. Less fatty, far more tasty, a more exquisite cut. Woo, that's hot. There we go. Bacon in the morning, bacon in the evening, bacon at lunch. Bacon is awesome, but this is healthy bacon, boiled. Next up, we have our potatoes, which hopefully should be cooked by now. Well done, Spuds. You have outdone yourself. These are your floury potatoes. You want a nice, healthy portion of cabbage, this salty cabbage. You want to put Mammy's favorite Irish bacon over the top. Let's go like that. You want a little bit of our, well, you're not even looking at any of this. Then I am going to add our parsley sauce. Give it a nice mix. I'm not sure actually if Ash will like this, so I'm just gonna pour a little bit into a little container for him. So this is almost traditional barley sauce. Can't get much better than that. For us, I think I'm just going to put a bit of the sauce in a bowl here, and I'm going to call Clare over for a little bit of grub. Now, this is missing a little bit of fat. That's fine. Fat in bacon, if it's a good bacon, is where all the flavor is, so. And we know this is good bacon because it came from your man's farm, the butcher's farm. Look at that. Oh, yummy. Let's have a little taste. Mama's.
It looks pretty good actually, does it?
Bacon
Nice.
is unreal.
And what's this?
Just chanced an old
Kind of a sauce.
butter and Greek yogurt parsley sauce.
That just smells unreal.
It's quite tasty. Lovely tang off the Greek yogurt. It's good, isn't it? I'll get myself.
Can't stop that.
So guys, I don't know what we're going to do with the cooking because it's going to be very bland over the next few weeks. We might put recipes on hold.
We have a lot of recipes. We haven't forgotten about you. There was all sorts of things, tomato pie,
Oh, this is for
brown
John Shaw.
bread, soda bread.
We didn't forget about you, John.
John, and I think somebody else as well.
Really? Okay, I'll
Do you want me
check.
to check?
No, I'll get it later.
There's loads of recipes, but we're kind of gone on this carnivore diet. Let us know if you've ever tried it. So really it's just about eating meat and very, very little carbs. Zero sugar, zero coffee, zero tea.
Zero alcohol.
So only water to drink. So we're going to do that for a month.
It's nice. It would be nice to lose weight, obviously, but it's more so about energy levels, sleep pattern, and if you've been watching for a while, you know we recently changed to spelt bread just to help with stomach issues, and I think maybe this might be a nice reset for us. So in a month's time, we'll be back to normal.
We certainly won't be making any more lemon meringue pie. Sorry, Maeve. I think that might have been the start of it. We just didn't feel too good after that.
No.
And really, it's just pure sugar. I mean, it was gorgeous, but I'm just eating way too much processed stuff. We've cut all the processed stuff out. So unless it looks like what it was when it was grown, we don't buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we'll be able to show you a little bit of that, because I've ordered a half a heifer.
Did you order it?
Bullock, and that's just going to come in pieces. And then we're going to either, obviously, it doesn't come dead on a pallet.
Just one half cow wrapped up with
or
some...
cut down the centre. But anyway, so then we plan to mince our own, make our own stuff. And we'll see how that goes, because obviously living on just meat is expensive, like.
Yeah.
So we're planning to do it that way.
But highly
But
nutritious.
at the same time,
if you have
they
the money
say,
to do it properly,
if you Google it, they say if you're going the carnivore diet, you might live to 120. So fingers crossed, you know. So we just cut out all the shite. That meant doing a lot of emptying the cupboards, which is still in the process. And obviously our kids aren't really on it. Ash will still have potatoes and whatever, really.
But we are cutting out processed food for him, so cereals and things like that.
Kira does want to do it. So it's not difficult. It just takes willpower. So that's all it is.
Claire's got the will, I've got the power.
My biggest thing is at the moment is just not having a coffee. I like to have a coffee at about 11. So not having the coffee is... So now we're having...
I'm having boiled water with
we're having boiled
a little
water
bit of lemon.
Evenings, yeah.
And it's gorgeous. I love it.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. After a month of it, we'll see where we're at and take it from there. That means no more bread either. I was after buying a pile of organic flour and everything. But we'll add those things back once we're happy with where we are. Whether that will be the same place, I don't know. Because I do really like my vegetables.
I hate vegetables.
And I love all fruits and everything.
I love pizza.
So I do think we may go, or Rob might be more of meat than I will be. I don't know. We'll have to see. But Google it, because it's actually incredibly good for all sorts of autoimmune diseases. So it's incredibly interesting. There's been huge write-ups about it.
There's a lot of doctors, there's a lot of MDs that will reference all of the research, and they're actually on the diet themselves. And the health benefits are phenomenal. Like I was very ignorant of how my intestines work and what's good for them and what not, but it's fascinating to learn. Yeah, I think we'll have a better balance in the future, and I would like to say that we'll have none. I was going to say very little, but I'd like to say we have none processed food in the future. Anyway,
right.
I'm sure you're not here for that.
If we can do it, and it doesn't mean that we're going to be driven demented by what we have to cook, we'll do it. And if not, look, I'll probably mention everybody who asked us for recipes.
Probably less desserts, but I mean, we got to eat, so if you want, we'll record that, no worries. Thanks for everything, thanks for watching, thanks for the super thanks for the members, thanks to Patreon, thanks for absolutely being there. You guys are the best community in the whole of YouTube.
Well said.
Thank you very much.
Slán go fóill.
Gurv Míle Maith Agad.